What's going on, GR community? I'm here with Jacob, and I mean, they are killing the game right now with the permanent threads. You all have a lot of questions. We've been getting a lot of questions. So I'm just want to ask you a couple questions about what's going on. What is the permanent thread procedure, and how is that different from, a surgical facelift?
Okay, I'll start off with the cons, right? Everyone always trying to like promote their stuff. I'm gonna start off because what we do is we give you guys the information, you guys make the decision off of it. What's different about the surgical facelift versus our non-invasive surgical facelift is that we're not cutting, right? So because we're not cutting, there's no scalpel, but we're only lifting the redundant tissue. We're lifting the redundant skin. With a surgical facelift, you're cutting the skin and also lifting the skin along with the muscle, the SMAS that's underneath it. So we're not, that's why it's more permanent with the surgical facelift. Now the pros is that, well, you're not using a scalpel. So you don't have to worry about a nasty scar. There's no general anesthesia.
Right. And even from being in the room, and I've been able to see it with my own eyes, but they're able to see how much lift and kind of give input on how much lift they're able to do. So,
Yeah. At first, when we first started doing this procedure, we thought we had to sedate them. We had to, put oxygen on them. And as we continue getting, as we continue getting more comfortable, we started to realize, okay, they're actually comfortable with just a little bit of sedation, like a little pill, like a Valium. And now we can utilize the fact that they're awake and they can collaborate in their own treatment. So we can hold up the mirror right as I'm tying it, and I can be like, hey, Miss Johnson, is this too tight for you? Is this too loose? If I make it too tight, you're gonna have some dimpling of the skin for about a week. Are you okay with that? And I think having them involved makes them feel like they're a part of it and makes them feel more comfortable. And this is where the trend of non-invasive procedures are going. This is why I left the hospital. I was working at over 40 different surgical facilities throughout Miami-Dade and Broward, and there was always a rush. How do we do things more non-invasively? It becomes safer for the client and it becomes more cost effective for the hospital or the surgical center. This is why I left in pursuit. More people are looking for a more non-invasive way of managing their aging process. And this is really one of those pinnacle staple procedures that allows you to not only lift, but it also helps us not inject as much throughout the years that is there. So they're lasting about 5 to 7 years. So in the span, if I'm responsible for managing your aging process, I'm going to look really good the least I have to inject,
right.
least complications. It's also more cost effective for you. So this is really helping us really solidify our stance in this industry as an authority figure.
Right. And speaking of non-invasive, what is the downtime? What modalities are you using to decrease the time that they have to spend,
That's a really good question. So we're employing the use of a small dose steroid that can take. Some people don't want to take any steroids. All right, we got a lot of people who are just like, I don't want to take that medication. Okay, that's fine. We also have a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. No med spas have that, and we're just giving it for these types of procedures. There's no additional charge for it. We believe that you guys are here to purchase an outcome. And it's our responsibility to keep you safe and to decrease the downtime so you can get in front of the camera of your life, essentially, of who you have to speak, where you have to be. So a lot of people are coming to us to prepare for a wedding. If they're doing this procedure, they wouldn't be able to get in front of their wedding if it was a surgical procedure.
Right.
They would be healing for months on end, and it would be swollen. They can't get out. People live in front of the camera, whether it's a Zoom call or they have a fast-paced environment, is a perfect alternative. So the hyperbaric oxygen chamber not only decreases the infection rate, but also decreases the swelling time because we're pumping oxygen molecules in all your cells.
Man, that sounds super cool. So last question. Last question. Where do you see the value in this procedure?
No, the value is in the lack of downtime. You can get back into your daily life. Everyone's living a high productive life, and people don't have downtime, and they don't want downtime, and they don't want people to know that they're getting anything done. And this is a way of doing it. The fact that you can actually participate in your procedure with a mirror as I'm tightening it and not feel pain is revolutionary.
Man, that's amazing.
Thank you.
So, GR community, if you have any more questions, don't forget to send us a DM, call. You're a busy man, Jacob. The whole team is busy right now.
We're slammed right now, but we can accommodate the demand. We have a 13,000 square foot facility, and it's equipped with lodging. We're also offering complimentary flights. And we haven't figured out how to pitch that correctly because people think it's a scam. It's like there's no catch to this. This is the way it should be done, right? Like when you go, and the way I got this was actually traveling outside to see what other people are doing out of this country. And the customer service, when you go to a third world country like Colombia, it's superb. This is what they're doing. They're flying you in, and they're paying for your flights. They're paying for the lodging. And this is something that I idolize. I love that because we love serving people. It's not just about the outcomes. As a group in totality, we love serving people because they come in, they feel like they know us. And that's because we're leaving our guard down and we're being vulnerable because you guys are being vulnerable with us. And we find there's so much strength in that.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you, Trey.
Of course.